You know, in the almost 2 years we've been doing 8 West, we've been really fortunate to have a lot of talented musicians on our show, but I can tell you, we have never seen an instrument here before quite like the one we're going to see today.
This is an amazing guitar with a very special purpose to honor and remember victims of 9/11.
Don Bremer and Thomas T.W. Felty are the craftsmen who put it all together, and of course we'll never forget that those 2 words, "Let's Roll," which is really lived in our hearts and minds since the tragedy of almost 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's the guitar has been a labor of love for Thomas, for sure. I mean, there are times when you can't even pick it up without having a tear come to your eye. You know, it really is an amazing thing.
Oh yeah. Yes, definitely.
Yeah. You're both Grand Rapids men.
Right.
You know, TW, you made this guitar with your own hands, and you work at Terryberry. How did this whole idea of a guitar memorializing the victims of Flight 93 come about?
Well, I was working at 1010 Lumber Company, and they had donated some wood to a man. His name is Jim Kristen, and he had come in the back room, and they donated him the wood, and I put these dados and stuff in it because he was going to put flags in it. And he was talking about wanting one of the major manufacturers to make him an electric guitar. And and he said he was having a hard time. I said, well, I make acoustic guitars, and when it's all said and done, if you haven't found somebody to do it, come and see me, and we'll build a guitar for you. You know.
And so that's how it all started.
That's how it all started, and it just is kind of taken on a life of all of its own.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing.
The guitar has been. He said it has a life of its own, and it does. We have students that were in the shop, and one of the students looked at the guitar. It was almost done, and she said one of these names is spelled wrong.
Because if you pick up the guitar and show us, it's you got the words that are on the top, but on the back, it's a memorial.
Right.
And those are actually burned into the wood, the names of all the people who passed away.
Right.
Plus another, you were telling us that it's not on there.
One of the women listed on that back was pregnant. So there are actually 41 people that perished on that plane.
It's just amazing. You said this guitar, and making this guitar, it's fought you the entire way.
Oh, it has. It's been the most difficult guitar I've ever made.
Is it because you want it to be perfect?
That is because it's really, you know, it's been such a moving thing for me, and I've had to be really honest with it, and to really want to come across. I mean, I really want to honor these people. I mean, if you think about it, these people knew there was an end in sight, but they didn't want it to kill any more people. When they charged that flight deck, they knew what they were doing. They knew it was going to die. When Todd Bremer said, "Let's roll," you know, they knew it was end. That was the end then. But what they did unselfishly gave all their lives up to stop it from going to Washington or wherever it was going to go.
Right, and you know, and it's interesting now that we're coming up on the 10-year anniversary. We're marking just this somber occasion, and you're actually going to make sure that the guitar is part of a really big memorial that's happening here in West Michigan.
Right, there's up in Cannonsburg at the ski lodge, I think you might call it. Yeah, all up and down the ski slope. There's going to be 3,200 flags placed on the ski slope to represent approximately the number of people that died that day. You know, with the people in airplanes and the first responders, and then the people in the buildings and the Pentagon and all that other stuff. And we're very honored that they want to have us show our guitar there.
Yeah, so
it's not our guitar. Our guitar, I mean all of us. I mean, not just Don and I. I mean, this is not mine. This is...
I would like to make one point, too, about the back. Thomas, if you'd flip it over. Much like the Vietnam Memorial, you can feel these names. How many times have you seen somebody go up to the Vietnam Memorial and take a pencil and
My dad was in Vietnam, and I remember going to the wall with him.
to be able to feel these names? It's
real personal. There's a lot of energy here.
There is.
And we know this, there is a memorial that is still being built.
Right.
There is not a museum or a lot of other things to remember, so that makes this an extra special thing. As we mentioned, we're coming up on the 10-year anniversary. We want to thank you so much for helping in this effort to really remember what happened. So, of course, we'll never forget, but generations in the future.
It's been an honor, and one of the most humbling experiences I've ever gone through in my life, and to be a part of something that's so much bigger than I ever imagined, and to just both Don and I's little bitty part in this thing, and other people that have come and have been involved with you guys and the guys from Terry Berry, and everybody's just stood right up and done a great job, and I want to thank each and every one of you.
Well, thank you, and we're honored that you would share this with our viewers of 8 West. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
be
you
right back.
very much.